Hey guys, happy Friday. It's Tina. I am blogging today about content marketing, and this is really kind of a buzzword that we're hearing all over the place in business circles. But I wanted to address the fact that there is a big difference between quality and quantity when it comes to content marketing. And in most cases, we're referring to content tied to social media and blogs, things like that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the way that I think content marketing should be approached from a business perspective. There are quite a few agencies out there and individual consultants that are providing content marketing services, and it definitely is a matter of quantity on some of those offerings. And I want to make sure that businesses are really thinking strategically about how to utilize their messaging when it comes to social media and blogging content. Also want to talk a little bit about how to gain the right kind of followers on social media. Again, quality over quantity. You can buy followers all day long, but at the end of the day, are those going to be followers that are actually going to purchase your product or service? There's a big difference there in strategy as well. So let's take a look at a couple of examples. We're going to use some of our clients today, so I can just show you how we approach them and hopefully give you a few tips to take away with you. Okay, so first to talk a little bit about quality content. This is a client, Salex Information Technologies, that we're just starting work for, and so they're kind of starting from zero on their social media. Here's an example of providing value-added content. So the people that this company is targeting are interested in learning more about how to keep attacks out of their IT system and their email and their servers. So we found a good article here that talks about ransomware and malware attacks for hospital IT and security executives, just something that we thought their target audience would have interest in. Also, you always want to include imagery, compelling imagery with your posts. So we've got that here. Here's another one we did prior to email security. We know by talking to the client that a lot of their customers are having issues with email security right now. So we thought this would really speak to them. And this content is going to be different than you would see on Twitter or LinkedIn, for example, because those are different target audiences. So that's just some examples of relevant, well thought out content that isn't necessarily cookie cutter. Then we're going to go over to Twitter from Facebook. This is another client, Crystal Clear RX. Again, a new client. We're just starting to work on their following. Here are some examples of Twitter-friendly posts. Now, some of these agencies out there are doing the same exact posts on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. You really can't do that with Twitter because Twitter has its own language of hashtags and such. So also, you are still limited character-wise to 140 characters. So we've added here some topics that we thought would be interesting for this particular audience, tied to employee benefits, prescription costs, things like that. And again, relevant content, use of smart hashtags here, use of shortened URLs. But the most important thing is compelling content, compelling imagery to get the right people looking at this. Also, I wanted to show you how we're gaining followers here. The best way to gain qualified followers is to follow those you want to follow you back. So you'll see we followed quite a few people to get this account going. And all of these individuals and companies are either specifically targets for this client, or they are industry leaders like Johnson & Johnson that might have some interesting news to share about the industry that this client might want to repurpose on Twitter. Bloggers also tied to the industry. And then also you've got publications. Fierce Pharma is a trade publication within the pharmaceutical industry. They really are a topic authority, and so we want to follow them so that we can share their news and information with our followers as well. When you follow the right people on social, you are going to get qualified followers in return. So now switching to the followers that we've gained so far, we've got a fair number of health benefit related followers. Here's a company that does medical group work. We've got HR companies and recruiters. HR is a key target for this client. And so on. You're going to see associations. There's a nonprofit association tied to insurance carriers, the medical industry. Again, more publications tied to this industry. This is a movie that the client is being featured in. So we're getting good qualified followers in return, and that's because we're following the right people. So that's it. I hope this was helpful to you. I've got additional tips in the actual written blog if you'd like to read that, and we'll see you next time.